Okay, so I've gone through the bug, how to all the bug components. Please, if you haven't taken note of all the bug components, please do, because they will come in handy when you start raising bug. So let me just move this to QA doing, and so we'll see how we'll raise bug. So I will intentionally run this and we'll pretend as if we found a bug, because we haven't actually found one, because we don't have any requirement we are working on. But let's say you found a bug. Okay, let's go back to this one. We want to run it. Okay, so we are running our test. So let's open our application under test AUT. Okay, this is our AUT. Let's open this like this. Let's expand this. So this is our application under test. Okay, so now let's say okay, that we'll have the requirement that stated that all these fields be required. And when a user click on submit button, we should have a validation that says fill in all these fields. Okay, and they should be on all the fields: name, company name, email address, phone number, subject, except how can we help you? That is optional. Okay, so all you will do, simply don't fill in any of them and click on submit. See if those would be shown. So let's run our test and see what happens. Okay, so we have navigated to the website, the homepage display, the test has passed. We've clicked on, and user has clicked on the menu, and about us page is displayed. Okay, when user click on submit button, so we're going to click on submit button now, which will successfully be clicked. We'll click on submit button. Okay, successfully clicked on submit button, will pass it. So error message should be displayed. So this error message should be displayed on all the fields, right? And looking at it, it has displayed on this one, and it's not even under this. Look at all this space. So user can even mistake this particular field for this one. Okay, so if it's for this one, it should be on here, just underneath the line. Okay, so this company name does not have, please fill this field. Okay, phone number does not have it, subject does not have it. Okay, subject does. The only one that doesn't have it is name, and okay, name does, company name, and bear with me. So name has got it, which is this. Company name hasn't. Email has got it, phone number hasn't, subject has. So the ones that hasn't got this field are company, right, and phone number. Company name and phone number, of which it does make sense anyway. But let's say that the requirement says that all of them should have this error message validation that please fill out this field. Okay, so we cannot say that the test has passed because company name and phone number doesn't have that validation. So we'll fill this. When we click on this, okay, fill, we'll come here as well and fill the test case. Can you see? Fill. So these are different status. Like I mentioned yesterday, we'll have status, we'll have the pass status, we'll have the fail status, we'll have pause, we'll have block, we'll have not applicable. So, but in this instance, we'll fill it because the company name and phone number doesn't have the field. So once we have filled, it will give you an option. Okay, we'll write what we have seen, which is actual results. Okay, you can now put it in this way. You write it to be simple. Everything we do around QA are simple English, no complication, no need to write a very long, sentence. Just make it simple for developers and other people to understand. Okay, so you just say, okay, email. So the one that doesn't have it is company name. So company, you just put company name, and the next one is phone number. Phone number fields. Okay. But you're right the first time. Fields. Okay. Are not required and does not have the error message. You can just put the error message in a string and say, does not have the error message, please fill out this field. Okay, so you leave it like that because you stated, everything. So all you would do is, like I always say, you take a screenshot using your snipping tool. You can take a screenshot using your snipping tool. Let me open the snipping tool again. This is snipping tool, yeah. Let me open the snipping tool again, click on new, and then you can take a screenshot again. Okay. So once you've taken a screenshot, so once you've done that, you can now highlight, you can start to edit it on Paint if you want, just click on Paint. If not, you can just do it here. You can use this to highlight the fields that are not, that doesn't have the error message, which are the first one, company name. So you can say there's no error message here. Just highlight it, just make it beautiful, make it look good. Don't do it while I'm doing it. And then another one that doesn't have it is the phone number. So which is this phone number doesn't have it. You can just highlight this field as well. If you want to use this bullet points, you can use it to just cross, just cross it like this. So anyone you want to use, just use it to highlight it. I'm just giving you other options. So, but don't go and do it like this anyway. But just cross the box. You can decide to do it very well on Paint. If you open your Paint, that would be nice. So once you have done this, okay, you've copied it, okay, all you will do is just close this. And then, before, once we have done this, we save and close. You don't save and close because your test has failed. What you do is to click on create bug. You click on this. So once you click on create bug, it will take you to this particular page where you can see new bug. So now let me open this. So it takes you to this. So recall when I mentioned about components of bugs. Okay, I told us that our bug must have a title. Okay, our bug will have a state. Our bug will have repro steps. Our bug will have priorities and severity. Okay, you need to attach screenshots to your bug. You need to have your expected and actual condition, and you need to add your, the environment where you tested your bug and your system. So if you are doing this, maybe let's say you're working for NHS and they are using Excel to document their bug. All these things you will have to manually write them. If you're a manual tester, you have to manually write all these bug components. But if you are not, if the organization is using Azure DevOps or any other test management tool like TestRail and Zapier, okay, once you create bug, it's kind of okay, use your test case to generate a repro step for you. Can you see the repro step? It gives you the priority, the severity. So it automatically takes the priority and severity of your user story. Okay. So, but if you feel like, okay, it's a cosmetic bug, like we discussed before, you can decide to reduce the priority. You can also decide to reduce the severity, but automatically takes the priority and severity of its initial or its parent's product backlog item. Okay, so you can do all those here, right? So, like I said, when I was talking about bugs, once you created a bug, when we're talking about bug lifecycle, it has a new state, a new state. So it has got so many other states. Okay, we only have one new state here anyway. So what you need to do is to add your title here. Okay, you have to add title. Your title could be as simple as what you have here as well. Okay, what you have, this field does not have error. Oh, I didn't even complete this anyway, but I can complete it here. So it does not have error. Okay, company field and this are required. The company and phone number fields are not required. That's what I was meant to put there. Are not required. And does not have an error message validation. Error message validation. Okay, that's also what I am meant to have here. Error. Okay, let me just put it here. Message. This is the error message. I put validation here. Okay, so now this is our, you can decide to shorten it. You can shorten it if you want, So now record that we copied our screenshot, you paste it here. Oh, so okay, I've copied something else anyway. So no worries, I can go back to my snipping tools and copy it again. So just go back, then copy it again, paste it. Right. So once I pasted it, I can now add, you can see test configuration. My test was run on Windows 10. Okay. I can enter system more system. You can see system information. I can enter that I ran my test on the browser was on, see, Edge or Chrome that I ran it. So you need to put, let me put Edge. Okay, Edge browser. Edge browser. Okay. You need to put the browser. Okay, let me say I have Edge browser. It's on Windows 10. Okay, which my system has captured already. Windows 10. Okay. If you run the test on mobile device, you can also put the version or your system information where you run it. Okay. So now we have put in our title, we have the state of it. Another thing we'll do is this depends on the organization. So this is an interview question. Sometimes they will ask you, what are your bug? What are your bug cycle, your bug life cycle? I've explained bug life cycle, and when I was explaining that, I did mention that this is an interview question. They usually ask it. So now, what you can do is you can go ahead and assign it to someone. Sometimes you don't assign it. Some organizations don't want you to assign it to anyone because they are a cross-functional team. Okay, some team, organization, team don't want you to assign it to anyone because they are a cross-functional team. So once they are ready to work on it, any dev member, any developer can pick it up and fix the bug. Okay, some team are not that cross-functional. They have a particular developer that works on a particular or a particular functionality. So once you raise a bug, you assign it to the developer that work on it. Okay, so this depends on which of these cycle that your organization is using. So, but most often than not, once you raise a bug, you would assign it to a developer. So the developer in this case is Lolly. So I'll just assign it to Lolly. Okay, click on it. So the other thing that I need to add here, so I have my expected condition and my expected results. Okay, I would also under the comment just put a title here. Okay, just put this as, I'll just put it as actual result, remove expected, because what I have on my comment section is my actual. Let's have actual results. Okay, so the way it depends on any way you want to do this. You can decide to highlight the expected result because it failed. You can decide to highlight it. Okay, yeah.
Sorry,
So
I have a question.
yep. So
Okay, why are we changing? Why are we making changes in this actual expected result? Because in the last, I know that we had expected results in the test case. So why are we making changes here?
so I'm not changing it. What I wanted to do is to just highlight it as green.
Okay.
Right? Expected results. So it's just green. Then actual results, we can have we can just put it as red. This
Okay,
is
just to differentiate it.
yeah, just to differentiate it. That's what I wanted to do.
Okay.
So the other one that I made amend here
Okay.
was
Please, can
because
you okay, one more. Okay.
so the amend I made here was when I was adding my actual result, I didn't capture it very well. I didn't put, I was made to put error message before I put this and then validation. But I haven't touched any of this. So what I just did was
Okay.
just to highlight this and highlight this. And you can see the steps that passed. He has got step number, step results, the one that passed
Okay.
and the one that failed. So that is just what I wanted to do.
Okay. Can
Okay,
you
can
just
you just
demonstrate here you assigned it to Olawole
yeah,
Collins. You
yeah,
just
because yeah, based on what we are, there's we are created a scenario that we're working on. Okay,
yeah.
so in our scenario, Olawole is the developer, so that's why I'm
Okay.
assigning it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but like I said, in some organization, they don't want you to assign the bug to any developer because any developer can pick it up and work on it. In some organization, they want you to assign it to the developer that worked on it. So you need to understand which one your developer is, your team are using. But when you've gone for an interview, you can say that, yeah, in your organization, once you raise a bug, you don't assign it to any developer because it's a cross-functional team. Yeah. Either way, your answer is correct because it's based on what your team are doing. Yeah. Right. So once you've done with that, you can just go ahead and save. Once you've saved, the bug has been raised. Okay. So once the bug has been raised, all you need to do is you go back. We didn't close our test. We haven't closed our test runner. Okay. So, but you've created the bug already. So you can just minimize it. So once you've minimized it, you can go back to your test runner. Where's our test runner? Okay, let me just close this. Yeah, saved. I need to open my test. Okay, you go back. Once you've done that, you go back to your Azure DevOps. Once you've come back to Azure DevOps, you can see one test has failed. This one particular one has failed, and the bug has been raised. If I go to the Springboard, you see the bug that has been raised. Let's go to the Springboard. Yeah, this is the bug. Let me open it. Yeah. So this is a bug that has been raised and has been assigned. So it has a status of new. Okay, so it has a status of new. Yeah. Now that I'm here, right? Like I said to you guys, that bug has got some status. Once you create it, it has got a status of new. Okay, so it will be reviewed once it's approved. Okay, once it's been accepted, it will go to approve. And once it's been approved, it's been accepted as a bug. Okay, if your team has capacity, okay, to take in the bug, and that's point, depending on the severity and priority of it, they will change it to committed. So once they change it to committed, they will start working on it. If I go back to the sprint board now, you will see that our bug will not appear in this current sprint. Okay. Yeah. Let me go. What is it now? 355. Yeah. Can you see the bug now? Can you see the bug? So the developer will now go and create their tags on this board, create their task. Okay. Once they've created their tags, they work on it. You create your own tags as well. Once you've tested, they've worked on the bug. And second, so you can now test it, create another task. Once you've tested everything has passed, you can now close the bug. Okay. You can just come here and then move it to done. And that is the life cycle of that bug. Everything is done. Any question?